Here we're looking at Knight Capital Group, and it's down almost 70%. It really got beat up by from yesterday's issue that it had as a trading error, that it had $440 million they lost in a computer glitch that I believe there was some coding issue that they had, when they're trying to work with a new change, I think, with the New York Stock Exchange. Anyway, I think this is a good stock of the day to really kind of look at and see what to kind of expect here. As we can see, we're looking at it on a weekly chart here, and we're going to start to kind of move over toward the more recent price action. But you could kind of see here, even before you'd see this huge move, and this is on a weekly here. But no matter how you kind of look at this, you could see your more recent action. You could see two new highs here. But overall, you could see a very dramatic drop right in here. So what's very typical is you always have somebody who's likes to say, technical analysis works, or sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it's you can't really tell these events in ahead of time, or because it's just an act of God, and some of those things I really don't believe in that, quite honestly. I do think that it's very sometimes difficult to tell certain events that are going to take place, but when you use basic technical analysis, it really tells you where you should be on the trade, and quite frankly, you're just looking at this chart, it should be telling you that. What you're really seeing here, we see this, these are years of price action here. Look at it, from 2007, and again, we're just showing this more recent action here. Let me if we're looking at it right from 2007, we know that we hit a high here, but we know that this all the way back into 2006, 2007, that we're seeing prices just really run sideways. So look at where this line, just drawing the line from the major lows, which is support, and we know that, and very basic technical analysis. This is not really crazy advanced technical analysis. We say if prices are hitting support, it needs to hold support, and if it breaks support, it goes lower. Well, on the very basic standpoint, you know that prices are starting to break here. Look at how many times it comes to this price range of around this 11 and a half range. You see two major attempts, then you see the new high here. But what happens is it comes through a big corrective move, tries to rally, can't even break over the 100 or the 50-day moving average, and sells lower. This tells you shouldn't even be long on this stock, because you're looking at it on a weekly, and although it had a nice move, it couldn't, even after running sideways for all this time, couldn't break much higher than the 23 range that this was in. So you see the move, it almost doubled off the lows there, and so that was a good move. But you see a very dramatic corrective action here, and then you see it try to come back, but it can't go past the 100 or the 50-day moving average. You see it retest the range again. So you hear 1, 2, 3 range, 3 times it tests this 12 to 11 and a half to 12 range. We're going to kind of put it in there, and then you see the next violation here. On the 4th attempt, it breaks through, but then everybody kind of looks at it and says, oh, well, that's incidental, that doesn't matter, it just slightly broke through. However you want to justify it, look at it, the trading range of it. Pretty much, if you draw it on the highs on here, it's still coming with bounce.